All right, guys, Wes here. Welcome back to the channel. And today we've got a ton of Zelda Tears, the Kingdom news to cover. It is officially May, and that means we are just under 2 weeks until the release of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And with that, we've got a ton of news to cover. We have a big story regarding the game's file size that was revealed. And according to a popular Nintendo leaker, physical copies of Tears of the Kingdom are in the wild right now, and they're currently being resold for hundreds of dollars on the market. So it's time to get ready, guys. This game could literally leak at any time. So I'm going to go over some ways how you could prevent yourself from being spoiled outside of crawling in a hole and waiting for the game to release. Now, along with that, I want to talk about a theory that I had previously regarding the tear that is on Ganondorf's head and who this mysterious woman is. Is it goddess Hylia? Is it Zelda? Well, my theory could give us a better idea who this person is. So get ready, guys. This is going to be a big video. And also, guys, if you want to win a Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Switch OLED, I'm giving one away on my Twitch channel. If you guys would like to enter, all you have to do is follow my Twitch. I'm also doing a bonus entry. All you have to do is join my Discord and then submit proof that you're following my Twitch in the Zelda OLED giveaway channel. Also, a real quick note, check out the video chapters to optimize your viewing experience. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and talk about the file size for the game. According to the Nintendo website, the game's file size was changed from 18 gigabytes down to 16. So according to the eShop listings from US and Japan and other regions, it will require approximately 15.9 gigabytes of free space. The large file size was cause for concern with Tears of the Kingdom when the game was officially announced to be 18.2, but now that it's down to 16, it makes a lot more sense. Maybe they did some optimization to the files, maybe they did some compression. 16 gigs is not too far off of the 14.4 gigabytes that was on the previous game, so I'm glad that they were able to shrink it down just a tad bit more. So instead of it taking up over half of the 32 gigabytes of storage, now it's only taking half. Next up, we have to talk about one of the biggest news stories of the day, and that is Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is out in the wild right now. It is currently being sold for hundreds of dollars on the reselling website Mercari. Now, this news was initially reported by Pori Leaks. They said on Twitter, the cartridge and inside case have been posted for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and a copy of the game is currently being sold for 300 bucks. Pori Leaks' initial report says they found inventory listings from vendors, which seemingly proves that the Mercari copy of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom out in the wild is likely real. The UPC inventory codes match up with the copy that was posted, and then they said also the game is in warehouses. And as I expected, the game is reportedly set to leak at any moment, so that means you guys have to be very careful. If you guys don't want any spoilers for Tears of the Kingdom, it's time to start muting keywords. Don't go on sus websites like Reddit. Only watch and go to YouTube channels that you know will not spoil the game. We're talking in their titles, their thumbnails, and I'm at the point right now where I'm just gonna start digging a hole in the ground and being one with the Gorons because I'm not trying to have this game spoiled for me. I've got some super strict filters on my channel right now, mainly with the goal of protecting myself as well as you guys. So be prepared and just get ready because there is a storm brewing. As soon as somebody that is malicious gets their hands on a copy of this game, they're gonna leak it and they're gonna try to spoil as many people as possible. So just be safe. Now, the likelihood of warehouses having this game is pretty likely, so it does make sense if this game copy is out in the wild and it's real. It could be fake, but I don't think that's the case. Retailers are going to have their hands on it very soon, and I would not be surprised by the time I upload this video that there's already gameplay out there from somebody that obtained a copy from a warehouse and decided to post gameplay. The Nintendo ninjas will find you, and may the odds be ever in your favor for the person that leaks the game first. Next up, we got some new footage for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom in a new shot of Link holding the Master Sword. Now, this footage was first revealed during the Dive into the Unknown trailer that was posted on the Nintendo YouTube channel. Most of the footage was from the trailer 3 that we've seen before, but if you take a look at 40 seconds into the trailer, you see Link holding the Master Sword and he is sheathing the sword on his back. Now, a lot of people saw this and they were questioning whether or not the sword was broken. We can't see it because it's mostly sheathed, but the thing that I'd like to point out is if you actually look at his fingers, they are not infected in the malice, which tells me that this shot could be taking place before the events that happened under Hyrule Castle and the resurrection of Ganondorf. Now, it could be that his arm gets healed and this is later on. It looks like we are also in the Lost Woods as well. Also, if you take a look at Link's hair as well as the hairpin, it looks just like the hairpin that Link had in Breath of the Wild. This could be some time travel stuff, but my guess is these are the events that happened prior to Ganondorf being resurrected near the end of Breath of the Wild and the start of Tears of the Kingdom. Now, since we're in a shot near the Lost Woods and the Korok Forest, I'd like to talk about another topic that has kind of been plaguing games as of lately. Just recently, Jedi Survivor has had this issue, but we're going to talk about game performance in Tears of the Kingdom. Now, there's been a lot of concerns from the preview footage that we've seen regarding the game's performance. Now, as you guys know, Tears of the Kingdom is likely going to target that 900p resolution at 30 FPS, but even with Breath of the Wild in some areas in the Korok Forest, as well as heck, even at the start of the game whenever Breath of the Wild first launched, was a little bit laggy at times. And after watching all of the preview footage, there were some areas that looked like they had some pretty bad frame rate issues, primarily when there was a bunch of enemies on the screen screen in the Bokoblin camp. It looked like the game was running at well under 30 FPS, probably 25, 24 FPS. According to folks that actually previewed the game, they stated that the FPS was from footage that was provided by Nintendo and their experience was different. So it could be that the footage provided by Nintendo was actually from an earlier build of the game, and what we're going to experience at launch is going to be a much more optimized version of the game. Now, it's undeniable that there's a lot of stuff packed into Tears of the Kingdom. There's new abilities, there's Ultra Hand, there's Fuse, and there's just a lot of stuff going on with the physics. According to a previewer named Arthur Guys, they said on Twitter, "I played Tears of the Kingdom last week and I'll talk about it more soon, but one of the biggest compliments that I can give is on the last day of demos, I still attracted a small group of Nintendo personnel staring in honor at what I was building, and two, I saw major performance issues." So like most games that allow you to kind of create your own contraptions and push the game as far as you can, there's bound to be some problems. So while I can understand that there are some people that saw major performance issues building massive contraptions, I don't really see it as a big red flag as of yet. The reality is whenever it comes to game optimization and running on hardware that is just old, Nintendo are experts at that. It's kind of like that FAFO chart. If you mess around, you're gonna find out eventually. And if you build a contraption that is massive, it's filled with different physics options, then you're probably gonna have some slight issues here and there. Do I think that it's gonna be game breaking? We really won't know until the game is out. But what I will say is Nintendo wouldn't say that the game is complete unless the game is complete. It's just a part of Nintendo's culture. And until I'm proven otherwise and the reviews come out and they said that there's performance issues, I'm gonna say Tears of the Kingdom is probably gonna run perfectly fine. So here's to hoping that I'm right, and Nintendo, please don't let me down here. Next up, I want to talk about a theory that I have regarding Ganondorf's red tier, as well as who this mysterious woman is. Is it Goddess Hylia? Is it Zelda? Before I do that, I want to explain my theory regarding Ganondorf. So we know that Ganondorf has some sort of transformation, is able to rehydrate himself somehow, likely utilizing the tier that he has on his head. If you look at the mummified version of Ganondorf, you know that he's got a tier on his head and he has to rehydrate somehow. And I think the way that he does that is through the malice. So he initially rehydrates himself somehow, maybe it's malice or something else, and then he goes back into his humanoid form of Ganondorf. But now the question is, who is this character right here? Is it Demise? Is it Ganondorf? Well, in my opinion, I think that this is Ganondorf, but he's using the energy of the Blood Moon to transform in an enraged state that makes him look like Demise. So if my theory is correct about that, then we can apply the same line of thinking to Princess Zelda and this character, who I personally think is Goddess Hylia in her human form. Now, if you remember from trailer 3, you see that Zelda has a tier on her necklace that is the same tier that is present in this Goddess Hylia type character. And if you look at Zelda's necklace, it doesn't look like it's got any type of charge. But if you look at the Goddess Hylia type character or the other Zelda character, it's got the golden glow. Well, my thoughts are this: whenever Zelda has the tier and it charges up, then that possibly transforms Zelda into the human form of Goddess Hylia. Now, if you remember the shot of Zelda falling down from Hyrule Castle, you could see that same golden glow as well as her left hand glowing, because that's where the Triforce is. So my thoughts is that she has the tier on her necklace, she powers it up with the Triforce, and that's how she turns into this glowing figure that I believe is Goddess Hylia. But I'm curious to hear what your guys' thoughts are. I know that there's another theory that this Zelda-like character is actually an ancient Zelda who defeated Ganondorf that is located under Hyrule Castle the first time. That's also a possibility. It is the most likely scenario, but I'm very curious to see what the origins of that golden glow is and why Zelda has a tier on her necklace, the same necklace that this other mysterious Zelda has. But yeah, guys, that is going to wrap it up with this video. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Like I said, guys, be very careful out there. Tears of the Kingdom gameplay could leak at any moment. So once again, it's time to mute keywords. Only watch YouTubers that you trust not to spoil the game in their thumbnails and their titles. I won't be doing that. So you guys are good to keep on watching my uploads. Don't forget to enter my Zelda Switch OLED giveaway that I've got going on my channel. All the details are in the pinned comment. Like the video, subscribe with your notifications turned on. And until next time, this has been Wes, and I will talk to you guys again soon.